Hello, and welcome to Lumpia and Latkes. I'm Jay, a Filipino American,
And I'm Mitch, an American Jew. We are friends
and former coworkers.
who riff all day at work and decided to create this podcast for extended conversations on anything that intrigues us.
We won't always get it right, but we'll do what we can. Thanks for joining us. This episode, MBTI, Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. That is what the topic of the week is, Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. So what is that? So the Myers-Briggs test is something that was going through Korea. It was going through Korea like wildfire,
Oh,
where
yeah?
it's a test that it breaks you down into like 16 different personality types, and it's defining it based on different aspects: energy, mind, nature, tactics, and identity. So energy is how we interact with our surroundings. So whether you're introverted versus extroverted. Mind, how we see the world and process information, observant versus intuitive. Nature, how we make decisions and cope with emotions, thinking versus feeling.
Ah,
Tactics, our approach to work, planning and decision making. Judging versus prospecting. And identity, it underpins everything else, how competent we are in our abilities and decisions, assertive versus turbulent. So of these traits, if they define it as 16 different personalities, and you can also do this if you so choose. It's 16personalities.com/free-personality-test. And what we're going to do here is we're going to have Mitch do his during this
yes.
podcast,
Yes.
and we're going to read through the questions, and I'll follow along, and then after that we'll discuss our results because I've already taken it, and I think mine is pretty spot on. It's hit or miss, but it's very interesting to see these things broken down. But
I've never done a personality test before.
yeah, this is relatively quick. It's not too long.
Okay.
It's not too involved. But
Okay.
you have it pulled up.
Yeah, I got it pulled up, man.
All
Yep.
right.
You want me to share my screen with you so you
Yeah,
can see it on my end?
yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Let me
So
stop
what you
sharing
said.
mine.
Yep. There you go. I have never done this before, and I will definitely answer this to the best of my ability,
Mhm.
but it's like you just got the check boxes. It's like
Yeah,
you don't agree, you agree, you disagree, and you're neutral.
right.
All right.
It's a
So,
sliding scale of like 7 different points.
okay.
Yeah.
I regularly make new friends. No, I really don't regularly make new friends, but not regularly, but I do
Mhm.
make friends.
Mhm.
I mean, I made you out of clay. No, I'm gonna go with that one with the second tick in from neutral. So whatever that one's going to be.
Uh-huh.
I agree, but not strongly agree. Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. Well, I mean, with the kind of work we do, being electromechanical workers, um, complex is definitely our game.
To a certain extent, sure.
I'm gonna go with the second tick and agree for that one. I
Hmm.
think that's more my style.
Hmm.
You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you, than by factual arguments. Wow, that's, mm, I love my emotions and all, and they're fun, but the facts are what the facts are. I'm gonna disagree with that one because for the most part, I mean, because there are some things that I can be emotionally stirred by, but
Hmm.
for the majority of the stuff, I need facts. If you show me the facts on something, then facts is facts. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. No, no. Do I stay calm, Jay?
It depends. I think it's a second, but that's my opinion. Not whatever you feel. I don't want to influence you,
No, no,
but
no,
this
no,
is,
no,
this is
no,
who
no.
you are.
I'm stuck in between these two.
You know?
I'm stuck in between these two. I'm going to go with that one.
Okay.
You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. No, I don't mind putting myself out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would
what are
say
we doing
no
right
because
now?
of yeah. I would say no because of the fact that you just got a new job. So
Yeah, yeah.
definitely not.
I just got a new job as well. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I strongly disagree with that.
Yeah.
Um, I I don't have a problem with that. No.
Mm,
No, it doesn't bother me. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data. Wow. See, that's a little bit different than compared to the other question, you know? That
mm,
previous question, what it was asking, you know, if you need facts versus
hmm.
data. But
Yeah.
I also enjoy people's stories and how
Right.
they came to be. I love listen. I like listening to people. I
Yeah.
do.
There's a lot of things about this test that are just repetitive, but I guess they're just trying to really nail down certain aspects of it.
See, but see, the stories and emotions speak louder than numbers or data. I
Mm,
mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a factual guy, but I
hmm.
rather hear someone tell me their story
Right.
than crunch numbers.
I mean, going back to the job, it's like, I mean, we always complain about what the fact that sometimes management will only look at just raw data and raw
Yeah,
numbers,
yeah,
and they're not seeing the full picture.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go up one more tick. I am. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. No, I really don't,
mm,
but at the same time, I don't typically do that. I'm gonna go with neutral on that one because,
mm,
yeah, I'm gonna go with neutral on that because let's face it, Jay. When we first met, we
hmm.
didn't talk for quite a while.
True.
How was it, like 6, 8 months in, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
And then we just started chatting away. I mean, I don't remember what started our conversation with
I
stuff.
don't
We
know.
just, I think you called in and talked to Dave.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yep. And then one day I just kind of called you and was like, Dave, I think I remember what it was. Dave went home. I ain't got nobody else to talk to. So
Mm,
I called you.
hmm.
That's what it was. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on people you meet. No, I somewhat disagree on that one. I am concerned about how my impressions are with people on the when I first meet them and whatnot. Yeah, I'm concerned
All I
about
gotta
that.
say to that is sucks to suck. Mm,
That's right. It sucks to suck, baby.
mm,
You prioritize being sensitive over being completely honest. Oh my. Honesty is one of my biggest things. I've
sure.
said it before. I'm transparent and honest is always that,
I think you
but
can be honest without needing to be rude and hurtful,
unsensitive.
though. Yeah.
Right.
There's constructive criticisms. That's
I'm going
all.
to go with neutral on this. I'm going to go with
Yeah.
totally neutral on it because
Hmm.
I don't prioritize one over the other.
Right.
Again, situational wise, I can't do that. No.
Sure. Okay. Hmm.
Usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings. No, I'm going to go neutral on that
If I
because
went to social gatherings, sure. Why not? I didn't. I don't do that though.
what's that?
I don't go to social gatherings, so I don't know.
You don't know that? You don't go to social. Yes, you did. You went to a social gathering
When?
a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Other that, that's work.
Your mood can change very quickly. No, you're not easily swayed by emotional arguments. Some would agree.
Mm.
You often, because I'm getting older, my logic is taking my emotional is starting to take over from my logical
Fair enough. Okay.
because I'm getting older and wiser.
Mm.
I think I don't know, or dumber, one of the two.
Mm.
When the facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart.
To quote the Mulan movie, do you find yourself true to your heart? Mm.
Yeah,
All right.
usually I do. I'm gonna somewhat agree, partially agree. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. Oh no, I second guess myself all the time if I made the right choice or not. Second
Mm.
guess myself if this new job is right for me or not. But I
Early
believe it
days, though.
is.
Early days.
It's way
Mm.
early. It's way too early.
Yeah.
So I say to myself, you know what, just keep going, keep moving forward because this
Just
is
keep
just gonna,
swimming. Just keep swimming.
that's right.
Hmm.
Keep moving forward.
Hmm.
Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. Am I lively and outgoing, Jay?
To a certain extent, yes.
Yeah, I know to a certain extent. I'm gonna put just one tick on there.
Uh,
We are finally at 60%, people.
yep.
You're not too interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future. I
Uh,
don't,
I
that's
think you
not
do like to discuss theories about what we look in the future because we've had discussions about the automated,
self-driving vehicles and
driving
stuff like
vehicle.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. All right,
Right.
that's fair. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Mm,
Does your
somewhat
head
agree.
rule your heart? Mm.
Sometimes, sometimes my
Mm.
heart rules my head. I don't know.
Hmm.
When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you. What kind of a question is that?
It's a
That's
weird
weird.
question. It is very strange.
That's a strange question.
Yep.
You often feel overwhelmed. No,
So you feel whelmed, not overwhelmed.
I feel whelmed.
You
Yes.
feel whelmed, not overly. All right, great.
Yes, not overly, but whelmed. Yes.
Okay.
You feel confident that things will work out for you. Yes, I do.
Well,
All
I
right.
select your
So,
gender first.
yeah. I am a meat popsicle.
Hmm. Here
See
we go.
results. Here
Drum
we go.
roll.
Here's my results. I am a
Hey.
protagonist.
ENFJ-A.
Personality traits. Possess unique blend of charisma, empathy, and idealism that sets you apart from the crowd. Your ability to inspire and lead others is matched only by your deep-seated desire to make positive impact on the world around you. You have uncanny knack for understanding people's emotions, motivations, often sensing what others need before they even realize it themselves. Like sometimes you ask my wife, yes, that's true. Because all I gotta do is take a look at my wife and I realize, oh, I can tell when she's upset about something. I'm like, hey, what's up? What's wrong? She's like,
Let's
nothing, I'm fine.
let's see your personality
Yep.
traits. What is your percentages here?
66% extroverted,
Uh,
70% intuitive,
uh,
52% feeling, 69% judging, and 65% assertive. Not insertive, assertive.
hmm How about your career path?
My career path,
Yeah.
uh, be a be driven by deep-seated need to make a meaningful difference in people's lives. You thrive
Mm.
in roles that allow you to inspire, guide, and develop others, making you an excellent teacher, counselor, or team leader.
Hmm.
No. Your natural charisma and ability to articulate a compelling vision make you a standout in fields like human resources, public relations, or nonprofit management. Interesting.
See, here's the thing. Yours says something about nonprofit. So does mine. As for me, I'm a INFJ-T. I'm an advocate.
Huh.
So for my traits, I'm 57% introverted, 73% intuitive, 59% feeling, 63% judging, and 53% turbulent. And for my career path, they say my natural empathy and insight make me particularly well suited for roles in counseling, healthcare, education, or nonprofit organizations. And it seems like that's just really way too similar to the
Mine.
yeah, to yours. And yet you're extroverted. Well, yours
Yeah.
is what is your actual four letters?
Mine is ENFJA.
Okay, that's why. See, you're pretty much the same thing because I'm INFJ-T. The only difference
Ah,
is that you're an A and I'm a T, and then I'm introverted and you're extroverted. But other than that, we're pretty similar. That's why they're so similar. That's wondering
okay.
why a lot of the stuff carried over is because we're very similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's why we get along so well. We're very similar in a lot of
Yeah,
ways.
it's fair.
I'm committed to improvement, embracing new experiences, staying optimistic with a vivid imagination, emotionally intuitive, and thoughtful self-reflection. My weaknesses, unrealistic expectations, impatient for results. Yes, I am that. Difficulty accepting limitations,
Hmm.
losing yourself in others, and neglecting rest. Oh, interesting. And
Hmm.
harsh inner criticism. Okay. I sometimes beat myself up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm at strengths, insightful problem solving, high ethical standards, dedication to meaning, creative perspective, thoughtful communication, reliable follow through, weaknesses, sensitive to negative feedback. Yeah, it can be.
Hmm.
Discomfort with self promotion. Well, that's true, but I'm trying to get over that with this podcast and all that stuff.
That's right.
Struggling to delegate, avoiding routine tasks, overlooking small wins, which I don't think is true. I think I do value small wins because, you make yourself an improvement of any sort. I mean,
Right.
you're gonna get better. And then
Right.
idealistic expectations. Yeah, I am a bit of an idealist. Yeah, that's for sure.
This is pretty nifty, man.
Yeah, and there's even
Freaking
more stuff
nifty.
you can get if you pay the like $9. I don't want to do that,
Hmm.
but at the same time, um, yeah, I think this test thing is very interesting, and it's taken off like wildfire in Korea. People still talk about it today. As far as
Really?
like the different type of personality traits, you'll see it on like variety shows all the time where people say, "Oh, well,
Oh,
what's your personality type?" And they'll say like, "I'm an INFT, whatever, all that different things."
I see. So
Yeah,
so this is a label. You're
yeah,
labeling me.
you are being labeled.
I am an ENFJA.
Right, and I am an INFJ T.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that I'm supposed to know what that means.
Well, I suppose so. I mean, in Korea, they certainly know theirs.
Wow.
But if you look at the different things, so if you're an INF, You're an ENFJA, right?
Ah, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I
So
see that.
you're an
Okay.
extroverted individual that
There's
prefers group
analysts,
activities.
diplomats, sentinels, and
Yeah.
explorers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you got an architect,
Yeah.
logician, commander, debater, advocate, mediator. You're an advocate, so we're in the same diplomatic area, if you will.
Right.
Campaigner. Then there's sentinels, which is a logistician,
Hmm.
logistic. I don't know. Can't pronounce the word.
But for yours in particular, right? So if we just go by just the letters,
Hmm.
you're extroverted, so you prefer group activities and get energized by social interaction. You tend to be more enthusiastic and more easily excited than introverts. For your mind, you said and, right? So you're intuitive, very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. You prefer novelty over stability and focus on hidden meanings and future possibilities. Nature, INF, right? So feeling, you're sensitive and emotionally expressive.
ENF. I'm ENF.
Yeah, yeah,
You said INF.
yeah. No, I checked. I said extroverted at the
Okay.
beginning. Yeah.
Where are you finding what the E's and the I's and the A's and the O's are?
It's in the. I had to go dig for it. I think it's what page is this? Something about. I think it's frequently asked questions or something like that.
Ah,
It's
okay. Okay.
yeah. Oh, it's in the part that says theory, and it says their
Ah, okay.
framework,
Interesting.
right?
Okay.
So where are we? So you're feeling um more right,
Feelings.
more emphatic and less competitive than thinking types, and focus on social harmony and cooperation. For tactics, you're judging, decisive, thorough, and highly organized.
Gotcha.
Value clarity, predictability, and closure. Preferring structure and planning to spontaneity. And for identity, you're a dash A, assertive, self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress.
Not
Refuse.
insertive, Patrick. Assertive.
That's right. Refuse to worry too much and do not push themselves too hard when it comes to achieving goals. Now, do you agree with the stuff that you've read so far? There's more to
Okay.
say in there, but do you agree with it?
Yeah, in some cases, yes, I do,
Yeah.
Jay. There's certain, I'm very surprised at how accurate that was. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's pretty darn accurate in in a lot of cases
Hmm.
from what I've just read.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Oh, and if
um,
you scroll down to the end of your results, it'll show you people that have the same traits as you. So for me, for an advocate, um, other advocates, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa,
where?
Marie Kondo, Lady Gaga. It goes down to the bottom of your results underneath where it has like share to your social media, like it has like the Facebook button, all that kind of shit. You go down to
Oh,
where it says, blah blah, you
okay.
may know. Nicole
Okay.
Kidman, Morgan Freeman, Goth, Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, James Wilson from House, Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, Galadriel from Lord of the Rings, Tom Kirkman, Designated Survivor. I'm not sure who that is. But anyway, a lot of different people. Who do you have on your list?
Oh my God, you ready for this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Protagonist you may know. Barack Obama.
Yeah, you're definitely Barack Obama. I know. Yeah. I've never seen you two in the same place.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Oprah
Hmm.
Winfrey,
Hmm.
John Cusack, Ben
Hmm.
Affleck, Malala
Yeah. Yeah. Malala. Yeah.
Yousafzai.
Yeah.
Yep. Jennifer Lawrence, Sean Connery,
Hmm.
Maya Angelou, Daenerys Targaryen,
Hmm.
Morpheus, Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice,
Hmm.
the Oracle from The Matrix, Skylar White from Breaking Bad.
Hmm.
Nice. Laurel Lance from Arrow. Huh, interesting. Isabel Crawley from Downton Abbey and Celie Booth from Bones.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's very interesting how they have those, especially for fake people, like just characters. It's like I don't know how they got the MBTI for characters, but I mean, more power to them.
Hmm.
Also, we could actually go by country. I already had pulled up on my
Oh,
side, in the
okay.
United States overall, right? Estimated population of 321 million
Billion. Hmm.
368,864
Yep.
people.
Yep.
And how many people responded to this for this particular test? 22,678
Wow. Okay.
678,145 people. So from the United States, we are more likely to be more introverted and extroverted, more intuitive than observant,
Okay.
more feeling than thinking, more prospecting than judging, and more turbulent than assertive. The number one personality type is the turbulent mediator, which is a INFP, A or T.
Okay.
Actually, a INFP T because turbulent is the T. So yours is you had a ENFP T, right?
I
A,
have
ENFP A,
ENFJ.
ENFJ A,
Yes.
ENFJ A, and you're a protagonist, ENFJ A.
I am
Probably
an
this one.
assertive protagonist.
So you are number 10, number 10th most common personality type of the people that take this test. It's
Wow.
you're amongst 3.39 people, percent of people.
Wow. Well, I feel honored.
Yeah. For me, I'm you should be. No. For me, I am a INFJ-T advocate. It's a turbulent advocate. I'm the third most common person in America.
Wow. You're very
Yeah,
common.
I guess so.
Yep. You're not
Um,
alone, Jay. How does that feel? How does
uh, I've
I'm
always,
I'm I'm gonna
yeah.
put you on the couch. How do you feel?
Well, it all started with my mother who hated me, and
Badoop. Shoot,
oh
badoop.
shoot, Badu. But
Audrey too.
yeah. But I've definitely always felt like I've had that kind of everyman like mentality anyway. I mean, I've always felt of like I have a lot of interests of things that the majority of America does. Like I've always felt like I've had the same kind of opinions and goals as most of America. That's just how I felt. Like in, say for instance, in like Hey Arnold, right? The old Nickelodeon TV
Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always felt like Arnold.
Okay,
Yeah. I've
that's
always
fair.
felt like that person that's just kind of been there and like knows that, but that's how I felt for for a bunch of stuff I've gone through, which is why I guess I connect so much with Hey Arnold. But then yeah, this test just goes on and on for you can get more details and you can pay for
Yeah,
other stuff, but you can get a
no.
lot from just the basic version, and
Yeah.
even more so you can go into different pages and find more details about what all this
Okay.
is.
That's cool.
There's a
I
lot of
like it.
stuff. Yeah,
I'm gonna encourage some other people that I
yeah,
know to take this.
it's
It's actually
fun.
quite interesting. It's
Yeah,
quite interesting.
the career path thing is interesting because I mean
Yeah.
it's I mean I've never thought about non-profit stuff because I want to make money,
Did
but it's
you
interesting. Hmm.
so I'm looking at your screen. You got much more detail than I do about the
Yeah,
career path and everything. You didn't pay for it, did you?
no, you had to go to I had to you had to kind of drill down on this website to get more stuff.
Oh,
um
I see.
but yeah, I think if you go to that one that had like by the
Resources,
yeah, you go to
knowledge
resources
base.
and country profiles or
Hmm.
theory or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you can go down to this list and find out what you actually are. So for yours, you're assertive. What is it? You're number 10, right? Assertive
Yeah, I'm
protagonist.
going. I'm
So if
checking it
I
out.
open that up, then it gives you more information, and you don't even have to pay. It just tells you like you
Nice.
get more details. So for yours, if you were on, let's see here, career paths, right? So you get more detail about your career path stuff, which is pretty cool.
That is cool.
There's a lot that you can dive into with this, and it can help you, make better relationships and understand who you are as a person, you know, if you believe
Yeah.
in this sort of thing. Not everybody does. I get it. It's not,
Yeah, I
it's
get it.
kind
Yeah,
of
that's
out
fair.
there for some people, but I think there is a lot of validity into what you get, especially just, having, there are other personality tests, just MBTI is the one that has really been taking people by storm, at least for Korea, which has gone so far as going into their media and into the K-pop market and all that kind of stuff. So I just found this really interesting, and I just want to go over it and see what we get and how we compare. And apparently, we're really similar. We already knew that, but this test even confirms it more so.
We knew we had a lot of similarities
Yeah,
going on together, but
yeah,
at the same time, we also knew that we have our own differences, and
that's true.
it just further proves that point.
Yeah,
It really does.
yeah, it's a very interesting thing. So, oh, here's another part. It says many people with ENFJ, like you,
Hmm.
gravitate toward careers with an altruistic purpose, such as social work, teaching,
No,
counseling, coaching, healthcare, or public interest law. You
no,
should be a lawyer.
I'm an electromechanical. I am an
No,
electromechanical
that's wrong.
technician,
That's
man. And
wrong. You
I'll
shouldn't do
tell you
that.
what,
You're wrong.
I'll tell you could be. I mean, it could
I
be,
know
but
that.
well, look, I can tell you
Mm,
that my government teacher, God rest her soul, I think she's still alive. I don't remember if she is or
mm,
not, and I cannot remember her name to save my life.
mm,
But knew my family well,
hmm.
told me that I would make a great lobbyist.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I think even more so, just going to like how we have talked about for the old job, where we both used to work, and
Yeah.
now where you are now. Like even
Yeah.
trying to be a team lead or a senior in
Yeah.
in the position that
Absolutely.
you're in, that can go hand in hand with this in trying to
Oh yeah.
maybe not so much altruistic, but
It could
definitely
put me
trying
in
to
a
lead.
management role. I
Yeah,
mean, that is one of
so
my
I think that
goals
is
in
this is
within this
very
new job
relevant.
is to put
Yeah.
myself into a more of a management role,
Right.
kind of help,
So yeah, right here.
oversee
See,
things and whatnot.
ENFJs may also find themselves in jobs as
Yep.
consultants, advisors, and
Yep.
managers.
Managers.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
But see, for me, Jay, though, uh, it's an eventual management position. I'm
Mm,
probably would want a management position for myself in
hmm.
say, I don't know. Let's see, I'm 48 now,
Mm,
so 7 years.
hmm.
Yeah, because
Hmm.
I figure my body's only going to last but so long
Yeah.
before it just starts giving out. So I need to, use my brain with all that knowledge that I've
Hmm.
got and either put it to good use or retire early,
Mm.
which, judging by the look of things and the way our economy goes, yeah, I can't even spell retirement.
Oh, it's a four-letter word. All right.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Would you rather? While browsing through a bookstore in Williamsburg, I found a coffee table book filled with outrageous hypotheticals. This led to buying more Would You Rather books, and in this episode, we explore Would You Rather Ultimate Family Challenge by Elof Nystuen Publishing. Would you rather have the ability to speak with your pet and understand them perfectly, or the ability to see through your pet's eyes whenever you want?
Wow.
Mm.
Interesting. That's very good. I like them both.
Hmm.
That's very good. No, I would say speak with my pet and
Yes.
understand them completely. I mean,
Yes.
that's hands down, man.
Right.
To be able to have a conversation with them and their stupid thoughts
Yes.
and not so stupid thoughts, but you never know. I would often wonder, would their intelligence be greater, lesser, or equal to ours?
Yep. Yep. It's along the same lines of like if your pet was a person, what would they look like? It's always that curiosity about like, what the human traits of a pet would be. Like
Right,
I've
right.
always wanted to know what my dog was thinking because you can kind of get that because you know dogs are smarter than people think. Like they'll start to pick up on your mannerisms. They'll come check on you if you feel down, that kind
Oh
of thing.
yeah, dogs
And
are.
they will show you if they need to go to the bathroom. They'll scratch at the door and so like,
That's right.
hey, I need to go outside. I want to play. I want a treat. Like they will give you these indications, but to just be able to actually just speak with them because people
That's just
people are
scratching the surface, though, Jay. Not to
yeah.
mention some of the other crazy stuff, like, you can have them for, like to assist. It can be assist dogs and things like that. They help
Hmm.
blind people,
Correct.
people that have like major diabetic issues or whatever. They can sense their blood sugar changing.
Hmm.
They train them to do that.
Right.
I mean, not to mention the police dog work that all takes place. I mean, it's just
Hmm.
animals are amazing. But I'll be
Animals are
honest,
amazing.
you can do the same thing with cats. My aunt has
Hmm.
got the cats trained to
Right.
sit,
Yes. Yes. You were
and they
talking about your cats before. Yeah.
they answer her. I mean, she lets them outside
Yeah.
to go outside and play or whatever, but she whistles, and the majority of
Hmm.
the time they come back.
Hmm.
I
And
mean, it's
then
crazy.
like even for in the tech sector, people have always been trying to create these devices to try and get their dogs to get their barks to be translated. I mean, you showed me one at some point
I
where it was the
did.
collar, right? That
Yep,
they
it was
pick
a
up. Yeah.
collar. That's right. Yeah,
Right.
I wish, dude. I don't remember if I still have that or not. My goodness, I'd have to
Yeah.
go and hunt for that one, but that'd be an old
Yeah.
school one. But yeah, it was like a collar.
Hmm.
Supposedly, it was a Kickstart program or something like
Yeah.
that.
That collar has since been discontinued. Their website is still up there, but
Uh-huh.
you can't buy it. It was more or less
Oh,
just the thing that they had in pretty much just Japan, because of course Japan.
of
But
course.
not sure if it was affected, but it was an interesting idea, and it's something that people are
Yeah.
still trying to explore. People
Yeah.
always want to know. I mean, the pet market, has always been huge for just trying to make anything. People will spend money on their pets like there's no tomorrow, just because to a certain extent, it's their children, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's that whole aspect. But anyway, I'm
Exactly.
with you again. I want to know what my pet is thinking and saying. The ability to set CDIs is interesting, but at
Yep.
the same time, it's just I just really want to know what my dog's thinking.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Would you rather be able to instantly know everything about an object by touching it, or be able to
Ooh.
instantly know everything about a place by stepping into it?
Wait a minute. Say that last part again.
Instantly be able to know everything about a place by stepping into it.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
Like you say, you're
Know
at a
something by touching
museum.
it. Know
Yeah, say you're at
everything
a
about it by touching it,
right,
or know of the area by stepping in it.
right. Like I was saying, like if you step into a museum, and then all of a sudden, like everything that's in that museum, all the history of all the artifacts and all the stuff that's in there, the history of that building, or you can touch, you can just touch something and just know everything about it. I mean, that'd be cool too.
Honestly, man, they're almost one and the same.
Well, I mean, being able to touch something, I mean, if you touch a computer, then you can know everything there is about that computer. Whereas if you step into a
Sure.
place, I mean, that's pretty good too. I mean, I like to know about history
I
and
mean,
stuff and
dude, what if I was
so.
to step into a data center?
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Oh
saying.
man, mind overload.
Just
That's
saying, man. I
insane.
mean, come on. We're talking another form of Lucy going on here.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I
People
mean,
only use 10% of
but
their
see,
brains.
it's
That's true.
also again, I see it the same way.
Yeah.
They're kind of one in this. They're interchangeable, man, because either
Mm,
way, you're gonna get info.
yeah.
It's just one way is more tactile, where the
Yeah.
other is more zone, if you will.
One is going to be complete situation overload because if you step into any place, I guess you could. It's not to say you're forced to
Your
know.
brain's gonna explode.
Yeah, it's not like you step into a place and you're instantly forced to know everything about that
Right,
place.
right.
You have the ability to do that if you so choose.
I mean, I'm gonna go with just stepping into the room. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Be able to walk right in and just know everything about it. Know, like for instance, you can step into a house and be able to know everything about that house or what
yeah,
has taken place inside that house just
yeah,
from its inception.
yeah.
I mean, that'd be pretty amazing to me. I mean, stepping
I
into a server
would,
room. Come on,
yeah.
man.
I would want, but the problem would be is that you know everything. I'd want
Yeah.
to have pinpointed information, which is why I'd want to be able to touch something.
Hmm.
Yeah, that way I can have that information when I need it in my brain instead of just like I step into a room and then I'm forced to know everything about that room. It's
Six
like
of one, half
no.
dozen of the other.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Tomato, tomato.
Yep, yep.
Okay, sure. Would you rather be able to see 1 minute into the future or be able to relive 1 minute from the past every
Oh
day?
my gosh, we had a question like that before.
Did we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. I mean,
Mm.
see, 1 minute into the future or reverse 1 minute. I would have to say reverse 1 minute.
No, it's be able to relive 1 minute, not reverse.
Yeah, be able to relive that one
Yeah,
minute, like go 1 minute
yeah,
in the past. Yes,
yeah,
I would definitely say I'd rather relive that 1 minute because if there was something major that took place, that somehow all you have to do is make that one little difference, turn left instead of right, and it would make a huge difference, then I
yeah.
would definitely try that. But, as we know, there have been several movies and books
Right,
written on this subject that just wind up
of
going
course.
bad.
Yeah, but what about being able to see that 1 minute to the future? I mean, like, what if there is a threat
Yeah,
that's coming to you, and you can
yeah,
do something about it in that 1 minute. Like if you
absolutely.
know about looking at into the future and you know something's going to happen, you
That's
can like
right.
maybe God forbid, I just going a little bit out there, but like what if Abraham Lincoln had known that 1 minute of John Wilkes Booth, coming up
It's
to
a factor of proactive versus reactive.
exactly,
I'm
exactly.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna go with the reactive side of things because the proactive side of things, yeah, you can do that, but guess
Mm,
what? If you, I mean, yeah, you can try to change the way something goes, but guess what? You change that one thing, it may
mm.
be good, it may not.
Well,
Whereas if
actually, in
I'm
this case,
reactive,
then I think reactive. That's
hmm
where I see it's a little different. I think that you are being reactive if you're seeing something into the future, you're reacting to that. Whereas if you're being
yes,
proactive because for the past, because you already know it's happened and
that's right, and you can
events
somehow
already
change
happened.
it.
You can so yeah. I think it's
Yeah.
the opposite way. Yeah, that's
Mm.
what I'm saying.
Okay. Yep. I like the proactive part versus the reactive part because with the
Yeah,
future you are reactive. I'll give you that.
yeah,
And then with the past you're proactive.
right.
I'd rather be the proactive one because I can try to make some changes, try to make some differences, and you know what? I
Mm,
probably eventually would probably stop doing it.
mm.
I mean, think
Well,
about it.
yeah,
If you
I
react so many times trying to change a certain outcome
yeah,
within a 60-second interval just to make something better,
yeah.
only to go through different scenarios and not have it work. And
Okay,
you might be able, you're lucky to maybe get what, two, maybe three scenarios out of it, and
right.
then it doesn't work. I mean, eventually you're just going to be like, however it happens, it happens.
Right, but at the same time, like with yeah, we've talked about this before, where the things that happened in your past made you who you are, and if
Absolutely.
you change what's happened that made you who you are, you'll be a different person, for better or for
Hmm.
worse.
Yep.
I think I'd rather have the 1 minute to the future, personally,
Okay.
because I
That's
think
fair.
whatever happened to make me who I am, I'm good with who I am. I've
Right.
come to grips and I accept and I value who I am as a person. So I think being able to see that 1 minute to future is where
I
I want.
am what I am, and that's all that I am.
That's
I'm
right.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
That's right. That's right.
Ah,
Uh, something. What does it say? I don't. Something. Don't. I know that I'm a winich because I eat me spinach. Is that what it says? What's a
I'm
winich?
strong to the finish because I eats me spinach.
Oh, okay. I don't know. That's an old thing. Nobody references anymore.
Yep.
You remember the old Robin Williams? Uh,
Yes.
Take a Popeye. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
It was great. I love that. That was
Not
such a
really.
good
Not
movie.
really. She's spoken a lot of these days.
No.
You know. It was all right. Anyway.
Oh, dude, it was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I watched it
Mm-hmm.
several times over. I know all the songs. I know
Yeah.
that sounds completely gay, but you know what? I'm not, and that's go. That's okay.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Would you? Here we go. So, would you rather have taste buds on your fingers or be able to taste what others taste when they're eating near you?
Ooh.
Hmm.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't
Taste
want
buds
taste buds
on
on
my
my fingers. I
fingers.
don't want that because
I,
everything you
I
touch, you're going to taste.
I know,
No,
dude. I
thank
mean,
you.
it's just like literally, yeah, I couldn't do that. I couldn't
Yeah,
have taste buds on my finger.
because you can't turn off your taste buds.
Well, you could.
How? Every time you touch something, you're going to taste it. How do you
Uh,
turn that off? You can't.
You wear gloves.
Then you're going to taste the gloves.
Okay, but that's your shut off. You're only going to
I
taste
don't want.
gloves.
I don't want to
That's your
taste
shut
gloves
off.
either. I don't want to taste gloves.
Okay, well then you put you know what? You get that liquid Band-Aid.
Ew, that's gonna sound. That's gonna taste. That's probably toxic or some shit. Ew. No,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
go
know
with
it's
the
a
be
nasty
able.
taste, and you
No,
know, hey, you know what? I can't taste anything else because this is all I can taste.
no, I'm
Of
gonna be
course, then
go
you go
with.
to sit down to eat. Well, I mean, does that mean that your mouth doesn't have taste buds?
Not no. It doesn't say anything about that. So I think you still
Okay,
have
so your
taste
mouth
buds in your
still has
mouth
taste
too.
buds. So if you
Yeah.
taste this yucky taste because it's on your fingertips, and then you go and eat something, it shouldn't taste that bad anymore. Or
Yeah, but it's
maybe it
still
makes
gonna
it
taste
worse.
bad. You're still gonna taste it. That's why I'm going with to be able to taste what others taste because
You
you have the
invent,
ability to.
we
You have the
invent
ability to taste it.
a piece of rubber that has no taste to it.
Oh yeah, good luck with that.
And put little condoms on your fingertips.
Oh
Hey,
no, 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 no. Can those condoms be ribbed for my finger's pleasure?
that's right. Rib for his pleasures.
That's right. No, yeah, again, I'm going with the be able to taste what others taste when they're eating near you,
I
because
would
it's the
not like
ability
that
to.
at all.
It's the
I would
ability
not
to. You
like it.
don't. You're
Nope.
not forced to. You have the ability to.
Okay, but both are the ability to.
No, no, no. The first one is: would you rather have taste buds on your fingers? There is no question about that. You have taste buds on your fingers. If
Okay.
they're on your fingers, you're always going to taste whatever's on your fingers.
Okay. And
No,
what's
thank
the
you.
other one say?
Be able to taste what others taste when they're eating near you. Be able. It doesn't say you are. You have the ability to.
See, that's cheating.
No, that's the wording of the wording of the question. I didn't make this book. That's
It's
how they wrote
cheating.
it. That's how
It's
they wrote it.
cheating.
I'm
It's so
just saying.
cheating.
That's
I'm just
that's
saying,
what
well,
that's
and
word of the
one
question.
question, but hang on a minute now. One question, you're being forced to do
Right.
something. The
Correct.
other is optional.
Right. Exactly.
That's wrong.
That's how they wrote it. I didn't
So
write this
that's
book.
and I'm naturally going to go ahead with the second one.
Of course. That's what I'm saying. You got to look at the question. You got to listen to the question. The fact that I said no, straight up. The first one, you're doing it. The second
Right.
one, able. Able is. I
Right.
don't know who wrote this book. They weren't thinking about it clearly, because able is like not instant cop out. I'm gonna go with the able because
Right.
I'm not forced to do it.
Right.
Yeah. Plus, also,
Mm.
again, if you have the stuff on your fingers, like what happens? Like I don't want to be gross, but what happens? If you're
Right.
wiping your ass
Right.
and your finger goes through.
Right. Exactly. Oh God, it's so gross,
I'm just
man.
saying,
It's
you're
gross.
picking your nose. I mean, come
Hey, just
on.
remember, you can pick your friends and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
That's right, unless you got enough money.
That
Um,
just means you're going to taste your boogers. Oh
yeah,
man,
exactly.
that's
That's what I'm saying.
oh,
Never the first one. The
whew.
second one.
Always the second one, huh?
Always the second one for that one. Never the first.
All right.
Never.
Be able to taste what other people are eating.
Be
Yes.
able. Yes.
Yeah, because that's a cop out. Total cop out. We're
It
total
sure
cop
is.
outs.
It
We
sure
are
is,
total
but
fucking cop
that's
outs.
not our fault. This is the way
It's
the
not our
book is
fault. Yeah,
wrote.
that's right.
That's the way
That's
the
right.
book
It's
is
y'all's
wrote.
fault.
You guys got a problem with it that are listening? You can leave us a comment at a complaint box that no one's gonna open because we don't care. Whatever.
Cheater, cheater,
No,
pumpkin
yeah.
eater.
That's right. That's right. And quitters quit. And the bum
And the
the president
bum.
is a bum. The president's a bum, just like me.
Just like
Anyway,
me.
anyway,
Buy, I'll buy.
buy out buy. I'll have it anyway. Well, let's go with this one. Would you rather know how to make the world's best pizza or know how to make the world's best ice cream?
Wow.
Pizza or ice cream?
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
dude. I got oh man. As much as it's gonna put me into a diabetic coma, I gotta go with the ice cream.
Mm,
Although if you ask my wife, she would probably shoot me because I chose not I didn't choose pizza.
mm. I had to go to pizza because
I knew you would.
yeah, I got diabetes. I don't want
Yeah, but
it.
that's not let's just say it's not factoring in.
Yeah,
If the diabetes thing wasn't the issue.
yeah. Even still, I mean, we have so many conversations. We've had so many conversations
Yes.
about
Yes.
pizza. Like
Yes.
just pizza for some reason is just a universal thing of interest for all people. So is ice cream,
Yes.
but pizza. We
Yeah.
always seem to have a lot of
Everybody's looking
conversations
for
about
the best
pizza.
pizza.
Yeah,
Everyone wants the best pizza.
really is
Yep,
really
I
crazy.
know. It is
Even
it's
to
crazy, but it's good though.
Yeah, even to the extent that we've had so many conversations about pizza. On a episode coming up, we will have a sitcom I wrote called
Ah,
"A Credit Serve," and
yes.
there's a conversation. The people talk about pizza for a little
Yes.
bit, but that'll be later.
I gotta recommend a little shout out here because I went there a couple weeks ago. It was good
Mm,
pizza,
mm,
Victoria's Pizza out there in Virginia Beach.
okay,
Pretty good.
all right,
Pretty good.
okay. So you're doing ice cream.
I especially liked their butterfly pizza.
Butterfly? Is it made with butterflies?
No,
Mm.
it's on the kids menu. It comes out in the shape of a butterfly.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty.
Okay.
Yep. So you get your breadsticks and your pizza.
Hmm. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds all right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you're doing ice cream, and I'm gonna do pizza. Okay.
Absolutely. I would do ice cream all day because I love ice cream. I love many different flavors of ice cream. Of course, my favorite of all time is chocolate. I'm telling you. And believe
Mm.
me, I've gone to many a place trying to get a chocolate shake, and I get so disappointed whenever I go there and they have milkshakes and it says chocolate. And I say to them, hey, how do you make your chocolate ice cream? And they say vanilla with chocolate syrup.
Mhm.
And then I look at them and say, you're disgusting. I will not eat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's wrong. You make chocolate shakes with chocolate ice cream. That's just how it's supposed to be, man.
Yeah.
Don't
I
just throw that
agree.
syrup in there.
I
It's not good.
agree.
It's not
All
good.
right.
Not good at all.
All
Although
right.
I will say, you still haven't tried my cream soda float, have you?
No, I forgot about it. What is it again? Let
Bless
everybody else
America.
know. Let everybody else know.
Cream soda float. I don't know if I made it up or if just I don't know what's done or whatever, but get yourself some good chocolate ice cream. Get you a couple scoops into a cup and then pour cream soda on it. It's like a root beer float, but it's a cream soda float. So rather
Hmm.
than have the root beer with the vanilla, you get the cream soda, which is already kind of vanilla-ish with
Yeah.
the chocolate ice cream. Delish. It is
Okay.
so good. You can do Virgil's cream soda, which is my personal
Mhm. Yeah,
favorite.
Virgil's good.
Yep, Virgil's is absolutely fabulous. You
Hmm.
can always go back to my old staple of Dr. Brown's. I grew up with that.
Mm.
And then, of course, there's your, what is it, the Barks cream soda, and
Yeah.
then the A&W cream soda. You can do those, or IBC. IBC's good.
There's that one that David recommended. What is it? Vernon's?
Yeah, but I've
Vernon's?
never had it. I never had
I
it.
had it. It was you could get it at Kroger, and it's like it's all right.
Yeah. There's a
Mm.
couple over there at Kroger that are actually pretty good. That
Yeah.
Boylan's.
Boylan's. Okay.
Yeah, Boylan's cream soda is decent too, man.
Okay.
I used to try to find that on sale at Kroger as well when it was like $1 a pop, a dollar,
Mm.
dollar a bottle, and then we get like a 4 pack.
Mm.
Yeah. My son and
Look.
I love cream soda. It's our
Yeah.
we have a rule in the house. If somebody buys a 6 pack of cream soda, we split it.
Hmm. Okay.
Yep. So if I buy a
Delicious.
6 pack, or even if I just buy one bottle, if I buy a bottle of cream soda, I usually buy two, so that way he can have one, and then he'll buy two as well. You know, down the
Hmm.
road. Anyway,
Okay. Cool.
yeah.
Um, Here's a nice segue in for that one. Would you this is an instant easy answer for me.
Okay.
Would you rather eat ice cream with French fries as the only spoon, or eat soup with cookies as the only spoon? Who eats soup with cookies? That
Who eats
sounds
soup with
insane.
cookies?
So that's why
Did
it's
they
got to
mean
be
by
ice cream
cookie
with.
or cracker?
They say cookies,
That's really
unless
weird.
this is a British thing. I don't know.
I
But
mean,
I don't know. I mean, obviously, ice cream with French fries is, I do that anyway.
oh, I do that too.
So
You ever
yeah,
done the Frosty and fries?
yes, delicious,
Yes,
delicious.
absolutely is.
Yeah, I don't know about a soup with cookies. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. That sounds weird. Who eats cookies with their
I
soup?
know, right?
Crackers with soup. It's
Right.
it's the Shirley Temple with and more crackers in my soup. Monkeys and rabbits lope
Loop
da
de
lope.
loop.
Yeah. Thanks, Time Life. Right.
Uh-huh. That's it.
Whatever it is. But anyway,
That's right.
that's an easy answer. I mean, I don't know
Yeah, I
why
mean
you would
it
do
is
the
an
other
easy
one.
answer eating the fries and the ice cream. I mean,
Yeah.
you could thank my stepmom for that one. She taught me
Mm,
Frosty and fries when I was a kid. Oh my
mm,
God.
yeah.
It's really good, but it's not really my go-to.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's just
Um,
because it's an odd combo.
yeah. It's good. It's good because you
It's
got the
good.
salty and sweet, which everybody's always trying to chase that
Right,
salty and sweet.
right,
And
right.
I think if
Everybody
you
tries
want
to chase
salty and
that down.
sweet, the
Hmm.
fries. I mean, for me, it goes back to the old days when McDonald's used to have the bucket of fries, which is basically a large cup or cardboard cup of fries,
Right,
just like the
right.
old days. And then you get a McFlurry with that, and then
Yep,
take the fries and dip them into yeah. That's
yep.
what I used to do.
Yeah,
That was good.
yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Dude. Yeah, you're bringing back old school stuff, man. I totally forgot about the bucket of fries.
Yeah, the bucket of fries. You could just buy a regular bucket of fries back when they had cardboard cups.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
the old
I
days.
remember that. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Damn.
so we're both in agreement for that one.
Yep.
That also segues right into this one. Would you rather never be able to eat dessert again, or have to eat dessert before every meal?
Have to eat dessert before every meal. Come on, man.
Hell
Why so
yeah,
certain? Eat dessert first.
that's right.
Oh, come
Your
on, man.
dessert first, just
Well,
like you eat the stuffed crust pizza from the back. Yes.
never had stuffed crust pizza.
Are you serious?
I,
It's a cheese stick and a pizza. It's great,
I am
delicious.
I enjoy cheese.
Yeah.
I don't love cheese.
Oh, okay.
I
Fair
guess is
enough.
the
Fair
best way
enough.
to put it. And like my wife, my uncle, my
Mm,
dad, they all love cheese.
mm,
It's just like, all right. I think that there
mm.
can be too much cheese on a pizza,
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
especially when it compromises
Yeah.
the breading, the
Yeah. When it comes to
crust,
the
if you
structural
will.
integrity, yes.
Right, the structural integrity
You
of the
want to be
pizza.
able to hold a pizza up and have it hold its own. You shouldn't have to hold a paper plate up also with it. You should be able to hold the
Right, right.
pizza with your
A
hand.
true New York slice. Let's go with back, to the New York
Yeah.
slice routine. If you go with a true New York slice,
Yeah.
typically you fold it in
Right.
half, if you
Right.
will, while you eat it, because it's a big
Hmm.
slice of pizza. But you can't put extra cheese on that kind of pizza
Right.
because it compromises the slice, the bread. It
Yeah.
compromises it
Yeah.
altogether. Now,
Exactly.
if you get a regular style pizza with extra cheese, okay, you get a deep dish, extra cheese, even better. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But the thinner crust stuff, you really can't go. I mean, well, if you go thin crust, you might be able to get away with extra cheese on thin crust. I personally don't think so. But there is a time, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, where there is too much cheese. Now, of course, I say
Yes.
that. I'm surprised my wife hasn't started hollering at me yet and say, they can never have too much cheese.
Hmm.
Just like my dad. My dad's the same way. You can never have too much cheese. And I'm like, there
Mm-hmm.
is. I like cheese. I don't love it.
Yeah. I think if you really like cheese, then you go for something that is, known for cheese, like, macaroni and cheese.
Hmm.
Something like that. If you're
Nope.
going for a pizza, you want a balance of ingredients.
Don't like mac and cheese.
Okay.
I've had
Yeah.
mac and cheese. Now, I know this is going to sound extremely strange when I say this. I do
Hmm.
not like mac and cheese.
Well, you're not a noodle guy, and that's what pasta is
Never
something.
been a noodle guy.
Yeah.
Never have been a
So
noodle
that's
guy.
yeah.
I will eat noodles.
Right.
Like for example, my wife makes the best baked ziti.
Mm-hmm.
I will eat those noodles because
Hmm.
there's the meat and the cheese mixture and
Yeah.
everything. It is phenomenal. It is
Yeah.
absolutely wonderful, and she has perfected her baked ziti.
Right.
So I will eat those noodles all day long. But they're
Right.
also a different kind of noodle, a noodle that I kind of grew up on and will eat. I can't remember the name of the noodle that it is, but I like those noodles.
Mm-hmm. And I
Would
think
I
it.
eat them every night? No, I
Yeah.
will not eat them every night. When the wife
Right.
makes spaghetti, I just put sauce on top of garlic bread and eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
toss some Parmesan cheese on there
Okay.
and eat it that way.
Okay.
That's it. I'm sorry. It's just how I
Yeah.
am. But,
I think it's also has to do with how it's made as well. Because remember, you had
right.
the one from that restaurant, Wang Zhang Lu. You
Wang,
liked
yep, yep, Wang
their
Lu. Yep,
spicy, yeah. You
yep.
like their spicy noodles,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely
That
fabulous.
yeah.
Absolutely fabulous. It was
So
wonderful.
it's a lot to do with the preparation.
Right.
Yeah,
It's all with preparation and
yeah,
taste and things like
yeah.
that.
You got to have the
Absolutely.
preparation H before
Yep.
you have your
Hmm.
noodles. I get
Yep.
it.
It's
You
just
know.
like, I was never a big fan of noodles, but I'll tear up some cheeseburger macaroni, hamburger helper cheeseburger
Mm,
macaroni. I'll tear that sucker up.
yeah.
Granted, I will go ahead and swallow those noodles as quickly as possible, leaving nothing but the sauce and the meat. But
Okay.
still,
Yeah. I think that did the preparation H joke just go over
yeah,
your head?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Great.
But if I can avoid having a noodle, I will avoid having a noodle.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair.
If I can't avoid it, like for example, if I go to someone's house to have dinner and they're serving lasagna or spaghetti or some kind of pasta, I'm sitting down and I'm eating pasta. I'm not going to offend. I'm not going to be like, ew, I
Hmm.
don't eat that. That's gross. No, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to enjoy the meal with my friends or
Mm,
family or what have you and not say
mm,
a word because I was raised that way. You know,
mm.
you eat what you're served.
Yep. Yep, but that's another thing too that people always want to talk about the clean plate club. It's like you don't have to do that. That's how
No.
you end up being an overeater because your parents are telling like, oh, you gotta clean your plate. There are starving kids in Africa. Blah blah blah. It's like you know what?
Yep.
That is a shame that there are starving kids in Africa. Something should be done
Yep.
about that. But at
Yep.
the same
Hmm.
time, me overeating and getting fat is not going to help those starving kids in Africa. So whatever. You don't have to eat everything that's on your plate. You
No.
should eat what's on your plate, but you don't have to eat everything.
Right. Right. I
That's all.
agree.
That's all.
I
That's
agree.
all. That's all I'll say on that. But
I
anyway,
understand.
we'll
And
go
that's
to the
all
next
I have to
one.
say
That's all I
about
have.
that.
That's all that we can do. We can do better. Um, would you rather go on a safari in Africa or whale watching in Alaska.
Oh my gosh, that's like the best of both worlds right
Yeah.
there. I would do both. I
Yeah.
mean, oh,
Well, if you only had enough money to do one, how about that?
whale watching in Alaska.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the only reason why I would try to do whale watching in Alaska
Hmm.
is to hopefully get a glimpse of the aurora borealis.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's
Yep.
pretty good.
Yep.
There's a YouTuber I follow. If you guys, yeah, if anybody's listening, you should check him out. It's Walk With Me Tim.
Okay.
WALK WITHTIM. Walk With Me Tim. And he's done both. He's done
Wow.
the the whale watching,
Mm-hmm.
and he's done uh the safari. And the thing that he does, he goes to different hotels, and that's his main shtick, is going to hotels and checking them out and reviewing them to people.
Oh, okay.
And the whale watching, while it was very nice, and he had the aurora borealis and all that stuff. That's very
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
But I was blown away by how much stuff he was experiencing. I think it was in Kenya,
Oh, yeah.
for the safari. He was on
Okay.
this beautiful, almost resort style camp where they had like people attending to your every needs, and
Mm.
they had these amazing jeeps that you could go out in. They had like
Neat.
coffee on the safari, and just seeing like the different animals, the giraffes, the hippos, I mean lions even. It's just strictly just a safari where they give you like a really nice DSLR camera, so you can
Yeah.
take the pictures, and they teach you how to use the camera, and
Oh, wow.
it's a beautiful thing. I would
See,
love to do
I'm
that.
into photography. I don't know about you, but I love
Yeah,
photography.
I've always been interested in photography. I know your dad is also
Oh,
he's
yeah.
done photography stuff too.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Matter of fact, he's taking a class right now.
right, right.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
It's absolutely funny because
yeah.
he's got to use my daughter as a subject at
Hmm.
some point here. He wants to take pictures of her and stuff because that's going to be a requirement in the class to
Okay.
take live shots, if you will. He's done still shots of objects and things like that in different positions and everything. So yeah, it's fun. He enjoys it.
Cool. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
All right. We got time for one more.
All right.
Would you rather live in a world without music or a world without movies and TV?
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
Oh my goodness. How could you? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I mean, you're giving up two things that I truly embrace
Yeah.
every day
Yeah.
in both aspects. I
Right.
mean,
For me, I've
wow.
always been more about, I yeah, speaking of someone who has done musicals, not professional
Theater.
theater, and also, that's the best of both worlds. But I've always been more of a
Yeah.
musical person than a acting type person. So I think the
Okay.
musicality of everything, I couldn't give up music. I really couldn't.
See, oh man.
Mm,
If I had to give something up, I think I would give up the music. I
mm,
know I'm cringing when I say it. I really am.
mm,
Because to me, again, it's they go hand in hand.
mm.
How can you get rid of that kind of art?
Yeah, no, yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
I've always been a
Um,
supporter of the arts. I think the arts are very important,
yeah. Oh,
especially
I
in
mean,
like when you talk about like high school and like how,
yeah.
again, the sports stuff, football, of course, that's where the money goes because that's what supports the school. That's where people most spend their money. But at the same
Yeah.
time, the arts are very important. We need to
For,
cultivate the arts and have people.
former marching band member of Kempsville High School, go Chiefs.
Yeah, okay.
Um, you know, absolutely loved it. Also, former band parent for Oscar Smith High School,
Mm,
go Tigers.
mm,
Um, I- it hurts me to say music because I
mm,
love music so much.
mm,
But I don't know if I could get rid of my visual of
mm,
music of TV
mm,
and movies and things like that. I mean, there's so much information that's out
mm.
there through the information highway, and it's always
Sure.
visual, not.
Right.
But I mean, verbal
But
coming through.
I think you can use music to also tell a story. I mean, like not it's the reason
Absolutely.
why we love reading books. I mean,
Yeah,
books
yeah.
aren't visual. They're all in your mind. You
Out.
make up
They're
the
the
stuff.
most visual. Books are one of the most visual things
Right.
that I've ever come
And
across.
I feel that's the same thing you can get with music in a lot of ways because
Yeah.
usually you're telling a story to your song.
Me,
So,
I enjoy my visual stuff. I love the movies. I love watching movies. many different kinds. Not big into horror. Love the
Mm.
thrillers, but I love the sci-fi. I can't
You're
get.
not big into
I
horrors? Oh.
No, I'm not big into horror movies, man.
Yeah, okay. No, I love horrors. Horrors are great,
Nope,
man.
nope,
Horrors
not
and
really big into
gambling.
horror movies.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Love them. Great.
Horror.
Oh, horror. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Jeez. All right. No, I can't, man. I just can't.
Yeah.
I gotta have my movies, man. I gotta have my Star Wars, my Star Trek,
Okay.
my
Yeah.
Excalibur,
Yeah.
my Marvel Cinematic
Yeah.
Universe,
That's fair.
Godfather. Oh my
Right.
gosh, Godfather. Such a
Right.
great series, except for the third one. It sucked. Um,
Yeah.
but God, I mean, there's so much more. I mean,
Yeah.
Buck Rogers,
Yeah.
Kroll, Knight Rider, A-Team,
Well, I've got to have my
Greatest
Jimmy.
American
I've got to have
Hero.
my Jimi Hendrix. I've got to
Yep.
have my
See?
what is it? Hmm, I
From
don't know. So
ABBA to
many different
ZZ
things.
Top, baby.
Yeah, Elton John.
Yeah, see?
What's his name? The guy we always make fun of. Randy Newman.
Randy Newman. Yep,
He's
Randy
so
Newman,
out
man.
there. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Richard Cheese.
Yeah, Richard Cheese. Ah, 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 ah. Look up Richard Cheese. It happened. He's very funny. He does lounge versions
Oh,
of fantastic songs, and
so
it's just
great.
very
So
funny.
great.
But
I mean, totally just took this
yeah,
concept and just made it run and
yep,
took it to albums and
yep.
just probably laughing all the way to the bank. Who
Oh
knows?
yeah, for sure, maybe. But anyway, we'll be right back. We're running out of time,
Yep.
so we'll be right back with this you call news. See you soon. And now it's time for this you call news. And with our first special report, here's Mitch of Olympia and Lotkeys. Mitch.
Thank you kindly, Jay. This one comes out of the UK back in March of this year. It says Bulgarian football club Arda Karzali apologize after holding minutes silence for a former player who is still alive. When officials realized their mistake, they said they wish their former player many more good years of health. Bulgarian Football Club have apologized for holding a minute's silence for a former player who is still alive. Arda Kadzali, who is located in southern Bulgarian town of Kadzali and play in the country's top division, held a minute's silence in honor of Petko Gonchev before Sunday's game against Levski Sofia. Both teams lined up near the center circle before kicking off in the 1-1 draw, bowing their heads to mourn Gonchev. But before the match was over, Arda posted on their Facebook page saying they had received wrong information about Gotchev's death. The club said the management of PFC Arda would like to express a huge apology to the former Arda player Petko Gonchev and his relatives after the club received information about his death. We wish Petro Gonchev many more years of good health and to enjoy his success of Arda. The post appeared to have been deleted by Monday evening. The draw means the Arda are fifth in a 16-team table and can still place in the European football next season. Levski stays second, but are 12 points behind leaders Ludo Goretz.
Yeah, Ludo Goretz. What the hell? Oh, we apologize. The man's not actually dead. We wish he was, but
Yeah, exactly. We
what
wish
the
him all
hell?
the best in
That's
his future
awful.
endeavors.
Who?
I know, right?
How does that even?
I
I
don't know.
mean, that's wow.
How
Okay.
do you not know? Yep,
Yeah. I mean, it's good that they were trying to honor the man, but I mean,
sure.
Still alive.
I
What
mean,
the
if you honor
hell?
a man that's alive, then go ahead, honor the man that's alive, but give him an award. Let him come out. Don't
Yeah,
just say, "Oh,
sure.
we're sorry that you're dead."
Yeah, let him
Oh,
speak after you made a
guys,
kerfuffle like
guess
that
what?
with his state of his like. Come on, man, that's
My
crazy.
bad.
Oh God! And then they deleted the post. It's like, why would you
And then
delete it?
deleted the post. Yep,
Leave
because
the
they're
post
so
up.
embarrassed by it.
Yeah, they're embarrassed. Like that's your fault.
Stand
You
by
didn't.
your embarrassments,
Yeah,
people. Okay?
yeah. Like especially if you're a huge public figure or public entity like a football club. It's like, come
That's
on,
right.
stand by what you say. Again, it's that whole thing of like what you have done makes you who you are today. And the fact that they
Yep,
went ahead and deleted the post shows that, of course they're embarrassed by what they've done, but they should own up to it. They
that's
deleted
right.
it. That's messed up.
They deleted it.
Yeah,
Can you believe that? They
yeah,
just deleted it.
that's crazy.
It's
Oh, that
absolutely
poor
nuts,
guy.
man.
Poor
Yep,
guy.
poor guy. All right, well, time for our next article. Jay, what have you got for us?
Well, sir, what I have is something that's very relevant right now because the Switch 2 just came out on
Yes.
June 2nd, 2025, and this article comes to us from the website Kotaku. Staten Island GameStop stapled receipts to Switch 2s and punctured the screens because Nintendo boxed them in the weirdest way possible.
What?
Yes, this was from Friday, um, written by Kotaku. So,
Okay.
imagine you were up at midnight to pre-order the Switch 2. You waited months for the official launch day. Then you waited in line at midnight to be one of the first to pick it up and play the new Nintendo hardware. But as you open it, the long-awaited moment of joy turns to horror as you find that someone stapled the receipt for the Switch 2 to the box, and now you have holes in the screen. That's what happened to some unlucky GameStop customers last night in a bizarre turn of events that raises questions about why Nintendo boxed the console the way it did. A thread went viral on GameStop subreddit last night when someone shared pictures of a receipt stapled to their Switch 2 box that went through the cardboard and damaged their console. Midnight release went bad for me, it read. The pictures showed the receipt stapled to the front of the box, the puncture holes it left in both the cardboard and the plastic wrap, and the ensuing dents in the Switch 2 screen. The
Oh
game's
no.
yeah, the GameStop in question was reportedly located in Staten Island, New York. Like at most of the company stores, the midnight launch brought out tons of Nintendo fans excited to be some of the first in the world to go hands-on with the new hardware. It's unclear if the stapling was being done by everyone at the store or just one person, and how many people were ultimately affected. Other users who were at the event shared similar horror stories, though. GameStop stapled a receipt for me and my friend's Switch 2s to the box, FML. Odon Lynch posted on X. Genuinely insane how I'm going to wait 3 months for the restock. And
Three
yes,
months? Oh
well,
no.
yeah, it's been a bit of an issue. I mean, it's going to be an issue because of the fact that Nintendo, whenever they release a new console, anybody, they just severely underestimate the amount of stock they're going to need because of scalpers. But anyway, we'll get back to that.
Okay.
And yes, we were there for the midnight release, so I bet everyone in the line is going to have the same issue. Another customer stated from the same location who faced a similar situation commiserated with them in the comments. While stapling anything to a video game console box is unnecessary and low-key unhinged, anyone working a console midnight launch at GameStop is probably part-time and barely making $15 an hour, especially as store closures and high turnover have continued to hollow out more seasoned staff. For
True.
many for many employees across the company at thousands of locations, this was probably the first console launch they'd ever worked through. It was certainly the biggest. Nintendo, on the other hand, has experience not just with launching new consoles, but boxing and shipping hundreds of millions of them all around the world. So it should be noted that it's equally wild that the company, known for its meticulous attention to detail, would box the Switch 2 with the screen facing up and only covered by 1.5 millimeters of light cardboard. I know because I measured, I was surprised by just how exposed the Switch 2 seemed after I unboxed mine last night. The packaging is so thin that even the box falling from a certain height onto the wrong object might equally be damaging. Others were kind of horrified too. You're going to hear about a few damaged screens in the coming days, one new Switch 2 owner predicted on X. They are at risk just being stacked in shipping. Maybe not. Maybe Nintendo actually did testing on the box layout and found that for structural reasons not obvious to the naked eye, the Switch 2 remains safe from just about anything that might normally happen to it during transit, except clearly someone taking a stapler to it. The consoles can be replaced, but the wait will be a pain for those who thought they'd finally gotten their hands on a console that will last them for another 8 years. 8 years. Totally killed the excitement of the night, wrote Odon Lynch. It's worth noting that at least some Switch 2 consoles ordered directly from Nintendo came packaged in a second, much sturdier outer box, as contributing editor John Walker discovered when his arrived earlier today. Nintendo did not immediately respond to requests for comment. GameStop told Kotaku in an email, "We are currently investigating this matter. We will make the customer whole if there is damage."
Yep, as they should.
Yeah. So let's see here. Looks like the last update, someone from Wired said that some affected by the staple issue were made whole again with fresh Switch 2 consoles later that same day.
Yeah.
So it looks like they were trying to make things right, but I just find it funny how they're putting all the blame on Nintendo. It's like
Yeah.
it's like I get it. Like it's pretty. I have the Switch 2.
Yes.
I stayed in the
You
midnight
were the
release line.
midnight guy.
Yep, I mainly because of my sister. My sister wanted one more than I did, and I was like, "I'll stay with you."
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
honestly, she was the one who wanted to get it. I was like, "Sure,
Sucker.
yeah, all right." I was
I'm
20. Well, yeah, I was number 22 in line, at least
wow.
for the bundle version,
Okay.
and yeah, opening up the box, yeah, it is strange that they stack it right in there. They're really trying to save on packaging because the if you have
Right.
the Switch, the original Switch box is rectangle. This new box is more of a square,
Okay.
and they're really trying to save on packaging,
Okay.
which is crazy for the amount it costs. The cost
Now,
of a
did yours come
bundle.
damaged?
Mine did not. Mine was perfectly fine.
Was your sister's damaged?
No.
Okay.
So this is where I'm going. It's like,
This is not
okay,
on Nintendo.
no, this is on the stupid idiot at
Uh-huh.
GameStop who
That's right.
decided to staple like who. First off, why are you stapling anything to the box that I'm paying for? The box usually is something that people also want to take care of and use as a collector's item at some point because those boxes, the packaging can be very um, you know very collectible and high
Potentially,
priced
yes.
when they get older.
Yeah,
So
potentially. You're
you know,
right.
I'm paying for the entire thing. You're damaging my box. I want a brand new console. I don't
Yeah.
care about it. You give me
Yeah,
a brand new thing
absolutely.
because you have damaged my product that I'm paying money
Totally
for.
agree with you there, man. No, 100%, 110%.
Yeah.
I mean, so, but all right. So there's one thing that's burning on the back of my brain for this one,
Mm.
and that is intentional.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Maybe the guy who's working behind the counter didn't get his pre-order in, and he's like, you know what, screw this. No one's gonna have a good a good Switch. So
Yeah.
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 And it's in the
I mean, let's
article.
be fair. The
Yeah.
guy that those guys opened up those boxes beforehand. If they didn't, then they're total idiots. The people at GameStop, they had the Switch in their hands. Somebody opened up a box or two just to see what it looked like, and then closed the
Okay.
box back up afterwards.
Possibly. Yeah.
Or someone there actually bought it and opened it up, or
Yeah.
maybe they gave them a sample one or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Yeah. It could be. Yeah.
There's got to be. So again, either it's just this one punk kid not paying attention and
Mm.
just doing this, or I think it's malice.
Yeah. Yeah, it could definitely be intentional. Because again, who thinks to use a stapler
Yeah,
to the box that you paid for?
yeah.
Like again, you're paying for the
I'm
entire
looking at the
thing.
photos right now. I
Yep.
mean, I see the puncture marks, and yes,
Yep.
they're right on the screen.
Yep.
Screen
Goes
still work. I mean,
right
don't
through
get
the
me wrong.
cardboard, right
Don't
into.
get me wrong. It needs to be replaced. No doubt in my
Right.
mind. It needs to
Yeah.
be replaced. Um,
Yeah.
why the guy put a staple up there? Duh, I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
I would assume as well that it got resolved pretty fucking quick
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure that people were standing in line and lots of people were standing in line and the guy probably took it right to the car, opened up the box in the car and was like, "Oh my God, this
Oh.
thing's oh my God." Nope. I would walk right the fuck inside and be like, "Yo, dude,
Yeah.
stop stapling them. You're damaging every one of
Yeah.
them."
I mean, that
Like
guy
that.
should have been whoever that employee was should have been reprimanded, if not worse, because
Yep.
that's you're damaging customers' products.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Honestly,
absolutely.
that's a stupid thing to do.
Absolutely.
It looks like there's another update that I've just skipped over for for the same day on the
Yeah,
5th that they
yeah.
released. It was like 42 minutes after the midnight release. It said that they did have replacement units that were on the way from a neighboring store because that's the other thing. I did stay for the midnight release. I did mine through Best Buy. I didn't pre-order. I went to Best Buy, waited in
Gotcha.
line, and they had plenty of consoles left for anyone to just come in and buy one, even after the
Okay.
line was emptied out. So but now they're pretty much all but spoken for. You're not going to
Right.
find them now, but
Now.
certainly on the day of, they had plenty if you were still
Yeah.
able to make it there within the period of time they were open. For
Right.
Best Buy, they were open 2 hours for that midnight release, so until
Right.
2 a.m. So people are still showing up in line and buying them just straight up as is.
Yep.
They had, I'm sure they had more of the non-bundle version than the bundled because the bundle, if people don't know, to switch to the bundled version is $500, $499, and it
Oof.
comes with Mario Kart World, which is on its own is a $80 value. Really crazy that they're trying to charge $80 for Nintendo games,
I agree.
but $80. But if you buy it through this bundle, you save $30. So it makes
Mm.
sense to get the bundle.
Sure.
If you're going to be in this ecosystem and you need to switch to, get the bundle because especially if you think you're going to play Mario Kart, which I mean most people are because it's
Absolutely.
Mario Kart.
It's Mario Kart, man.
It's one of the most iconic games for Nintendo. It's something that most people can just pick up and play because it's Mario Kart. It's just a
I
driving
think it's
game.
behind Zelda myself.
Yeah, yeah. I
I'm a
mean,
huge Zelda fan.
I think everything's behind the old Wii Sports, which I'm surprised they don't have anything like that for this
Yeah,
now. Because Wii
those are fun.
Sports, I mean, Wii Sports was a huge, just like the
Oh, such a
Wii in and
success
of
for them.
itself. The Wii in and of itself, just having those motion controls and make
Yep.
it truly that anyone can game, the
Yep.
old folks too.
Yep.
That was a huge, just genre
Yeah. Oh yeah.
redefiner. Now
Oh
we're
yeah.
back. Now we're back to the days of like just more just people that play games because we haven't had anything that's been that sort
It's a
of
Switch is a
wildfire,
glorified Game Boy.
right? To a certain extent,
Yep.
I mean, it's been interesting the way they came about because you had the Switch was which I mean the Wii, which was the motion controls, and you had to have it hooked up to a TV. Then they went to the Wii U, which
Right.
was pretty much just a product failure. I mean, honestly, I have a Wii U,
Yep. Yep.
but it was the console, which looked like a Wii, pretty much, rounded edges, and you
Hmm.
had the tablet, which is a little touchscreen tab, which is
Yep.
basically the precursor to the Switch. Because then after that, they went to the Switch, which now makes it completely handheld. Because with the Wii U, you had the tablet, but you couldn't take it with you anywhere. It wasn't portable because you still need the
No, not
actual
really.
physical console, the actual
Yep.
box to make
Yep.
it work.
Yep.
So the more or less the Wii U when that was out, you could have the ability of using touch controls for certain games, and then if you wanted to play it on the TV, you could. You could also just play it on just the tablet, or you can do both.
Yep.
So they had the whole idea of like, oh well, now you're. It was that whole concept that they're still trying to chase today, which all consoles are trying to chase today, where they want your console to be the go-to destination for all your entertainment
Absolutely.
consumption.
But I don't. I mean, let's be fair, man. I mean, can this new Switch 2 compete with the new PS5
Oh no,
or even
no,
an
hands down,
Xbox?
no, it can't.
PC Master Race.
As
Just
much
saying.
right, PC Master Race as long as you had the money to shell out for it, because
I
graphics
get it.
cards are not cheap. And the right stuff, graphics cards, GPUs, CPUs, memory, motherboards, all this kind of stuff, SSDs, NVMe drives, all that kind
Yep.
of stuff. It's not cheap, but it
Nope.
is the best way to go about it if you have the money to
Yep.
spend.
That's right.
But yeah, in and of itself, Nintendo, as much as I am a Nintendo fanboy, Nintendo cannot compete in the way that PlayStation and Xbox can
Well,
because of the fact that they're more robust.
I think they found their niche
Yeah,
with the Switch. They really did. They found a great
yeah,
calling with that because there's so
sure,
much that you can do with the Switch. It can be
right,
mobile, it can be attached to the
yes,
TV as well. I
right,
mean, you can have a different controller to go with it if
right,
you want. You can, besides
yeah,
the Joy-Cons, there's
hmm
so much. I mean, you can link up. You don't have to be online with it, even though most
hmm
people do nowadays. I mean, because heck, you just link it with your phone and keep on going, and you're
right,
gaming while you're playing.
right,
Because 5G networks are capable of doing that for the most part.
hmm
So there is some playability and mobility with it as well.
Hmm.
Plus, you don't even have to be. I don't even think you have to be on the network. You could be in a vicinity with several other people playing a Switch, and y'all
Hmm.
can link up and play, I think.
Correct. Yeah, that's correct.
So, I mean, that's kind of cool having that kind of compatibility. So there's definitely multiple layers that the Switch has to offer that unfortunately even the PSP can't compete with,
Right. Well,
you know?
yeah, I mean, PSP has been discontinued for a while, and so has the Vita, which
Yeah,
came out
yeah,
after
that's
it.
true.
So actually, Sony doesn't have a current mobile handheld. No one does, except for Nintendo. Nintendo's the only one.
Okay.
Xbox is working on one, which has been delayed, but they are
They've been
working on a
working on
mobile
one for
console.
years. I ain't worried about them.
Yeah,
They're done.
but
I'm not worried about them.
they're getting there. I
Yeah,
mean,
maybe.
ever since they've had their official split from Microsoft, I think they've tried to step up and do new things, which
Hmm.
has had varying amounts of success. But Nintendo seems to have figured out the handheld market. That's for sure. They've
Yeah,
had
I agree.
experience with the DS, the 3DS, the
Yep.
Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP,
Hmm.
the Game Boy Micro, all that stuff. The Virtual Boy, if you want to go that far. But yeah, the Switch 2 and the Switch, they redefined what it means to be a
Right.
platform.
Right. Right.
Yeah, more than just mobile games. It's like actual full-on console experiences in your hands, which is interesting. It's a new concept. It's something that people are thinking about and certainly are trying to challenge, especially with Xbox trying to make their
Hmm.
mobile handheld. But anyway, for the content of this article, I mean the staples, just like, yeesh.
Well, you didn't read off what that last part was, what they said what the issue was. Updated 6.5.
Yeah,
Customer who was impacted by the stapling issue says they were told that replacement
yeah.
units are on their way from the
Oh,
neighborhood store.
right. According to
Now
what
the
they were
staples,
told, the air conditioner was broken and it gotten hot enough in the store that receipts weren't staying taped on the boxes. To avoid mixed up paperwork, they were stapled on instead. But even still, it's like
okay.
that's
If that's the right answer, if that is the
uh,
right answer, which
yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't believe it.
yeah,
I'm sorry. Even the cheapest tape in the world
right,
will rip. I mean, you're going to tape it to the box. You're going to put, first off, you're going to piss off a lot of people anyways.
right,
But maybe they're using not so sticky tape. I don't know.
right.
I don't know. It sounds a little shady to
It
me.
sounds strange. Like how
Yep.
hot is in that store that they had to
Well,
use
the
state.
AC's
It's
out. The
very
AC's out,
strange.
man. It can get really fucking hot.
Yeah, but even
I mean,
still, it's like
this is up in New York.
yeah, Staten Island.
Yep, Staten Island. I'm sure it
Yeah.
got. I mean, it could have
But you
gotten
tell me
warm.
they
Who
couldn't.
knows?
You couldn't tell me they couldn't find another way to make that work. Like instead of stapling it to the box, how about you staple the paper to itself? Like
Yep,
and put it around the console. You can do something. How about you? There's got to be some other way that you can make it. Make it to an organizational system that you can say that this switch is for this person, rather than stapling something through the front of the box.
right,
That's the problem. I don't
right.
know who thought that was okay. I mean, I would have thought at some point, because of the value of the item, they would have had to contact someone to find out, hey, what's the best course of action? Because again, now you're losing all this inventory, and you have to replace the switches anyway. You could have avoided all that extra cost to the store and to GameStop, which in and of itself is probably a drop in the bucket because GameStop makes them much money. But for that individual store, you probably could have avoided that if you had contacted like corporate and said like, "Hey, we're having a problem with this. What do you
That's
think
right.
the best course of action is?"
That's right. So it was what, June 5th, right?
June 5th. Yes.
And it was,
Hmm.
let's see here, 12:50. It's like 12 in the morning, something like that.
Yeah.
Right. So according to this, at 12:51 a.m. on June 5th, it was 73 degrees.
73. So then inside the
73 with a
store.
humidity of 72. So yeah, and winds were about 5 miles an hour. So I
Hmm.
mean, yeah, you open up those front doors, that place is still going to be sweltering hot, dude.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to cause that to happen. That's just
Yeah.
my 2 cents. The low was
Yeah.
70 that day. So
Yeah.
yeah, their AC was out. Okay, fine. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but
Hmm.
something tells me it's not.
Yeah, I think that's just something to tell the reporters and to try and save face. That's it. It's just
Right.
a PR stunt. It's like,
That's
all
right.
right, here's what it was. Sorry, it's our
Yep.
fault.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, you did. Somebody, I'm thinking more about what you said is that I think whoever did that was vindictive and did it for a reason.
Either they were vindictive or they're just stupid.
Either
I'm
way,
just saying. I mean,
either way.
is the tape theory plausible, Jay?
Sure,
Sure, I
sure.
guess so. Um, I've never had that situation happen before where it's so humid
Yeah.
inside of a store. Again, 70 degrees. Of course, it was
Mm,
86 earlier in the day.
mm,
So, yeah, it did get hot enough throughout the day,
mm.
and maybe the tape didn't work. All
Yeah.
right. I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah. Sure. But I mean, these things, like if I'm looking at my box, right? Because I
Right.
have a box for the Switch too.
Right.
I mean, what's on there, right? You have a, you should certainly have a serial number. I'm trying to look. Yeah, you have a serial number you can see through.
Mm-hmm.
That's from the console. You tell me these
Mm-hmm.
people couldn't come up with a concept like, all right, we'll print out a form, we'll write down the serial number for the console, and
It's
then
too much like work, man. They already got a receipt printed out
it's.
that
But
goes with the
again,
item.
But again, you're stapling, like, this is the whole thing. You are
I
stapling
understand.
to someone's product they paid for. You don't think
Yep.
that's an issue as a retailer? You are
To me,
damaging the product.
it makes a heck of a lot more sense. Looking, especially scroll up some more so I can see the box again.
Yeah,
All right, right there. There's a nice big old sliver on the side. They can just fold the receipt,
yeah,
stick it in that little sliver,
yeah.
and put another one on
That's
top,
another
man.
thing. Yeah, they could just do
Done.
that. Yeah. Why couldn't they
Done.
just shove it yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You could easily just shove it in the little hole that's where the fold is,
That's
and
right.
then you would have been perfectly fine.
That's right.
That's yeah. All this just
Chaps my
stinks.
ass.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, it's more. This goes more than just being a gamer. This goes to being a consumer, and anyone who buys something, you expect your product to be undamaged and in the condition you expect it to be in.
It,
The retailer's damaging your product straight up.
or in all fairness, they came up with an idea. They thought it was a good idea. It backfired on them because of the fact their AC unit went out, and
Yeah,
so they came up with what alternative they could.
yeah.
Now, whoever thought of that was just not thinking
No,
clearly. And yeah, I'm sure they got a stern talking to. It's a
yeah,
shame. It's a
I'm,
shame.
yeah. I'm sure, especially with the fact that there's an actual news article
Yeah,
about it.
because let's be fair,
Yeah,
Nintendo's going to be like, what do you want us to do? We
yeah,
didn't do that. We just
yeah,
shipped it to these people. What do you
yeah.
want us to do?
The
They're looking at it like
manufacturer's
idiots.
responsibility goes out the window as soon as it goes to the retailer. The
Absolutely.
retailer is now responsible for what happened to that
That's
console.
right.
So at this
That's right.
point, GameStop's holding the bag, and they're the ones who have to respond to all the complaints.
That's right. That's right.
So you bet your ass that GameStop corporate probably called this store and said, "What the hell did you do and why?" And they probably had
Oops.
some
Our
questions to
bad.
answer. Yeah, but no, GameStop corporate probably not happy because now they had to.
No.
Yeah, they had not so much about the cost. This was just the political the PR nightmare that
Oh
is.
yeah, total PR nightmare.
Yeah, GameStop's already on with that whole concept of like power to the players. No one believes that. I mean, GameStop is one of the worst places to sell your games for sure. They were like, oh, we'll give you more credit.
Yep.
Nah, you're better off going to a mom and pop store. I mean,
Yep.
the GameStop has always been uh, it's a love hate relationship with GameStop,
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I
but
agree
yeah,
100%.
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
So,
Anyway,
all right.
we
Well,
talked about that enough about that stuff.
we've beat it like a dead horse.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just so incensed because as a Switch 2 owner, it just makes my blood boil that someone do that shit to something I paid for. But anyway,
Just chaps my ass.
that's my. You know what really grinds my gears? Anyway, all right. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode of Lumpy and Lockies. As
Yes,
always,
sir.
my name is Jay.
And I'm Mitch.
We'll catch y'all on the flip side next time, right here. See you soon.
Later.
If you should or would like to contact us, please find us at our Facebook page, Lumpia and Lotkeys. We will be glad to hear from you.